Oh boy, it's great to be back. Welcome back, everybody. It is good to be back here in the single player world doing some really cool stuff. And let me tell you this, it's been a while. It's been, I mean, doesn't seem like that long realistically when you put it in a proper timescale, but it feels like forever when we've been going on almost daily episodes. And you know what? It's great to be back. I feel like I've had this part missing for too long, and now we're back here doing some stuff, and of course I'll explain all that in the future, which will be very soon. But for now, I think we should get on with a good old episode because you can see I've been hard at work getting rid of iron shears, but that's all right. We've got some good reasons to do that, and some very good uses, because today I thought, what is a fitting episode to come back to? What is a fitting episode to come back in this world to? And I thought about things which I wanted to do in the world, and I thought about things which I absolutely love doing in this game. And this is actually something which I think everybody loves, but not many people love to do in the game, and that is adding trees into it. And I definitely love making trees. There's almost a joke in my streams that I well, not anymore at least, but that I used to be doing many trees. I used to just always build trees, and what can I tell you? I love building trees. I think this game has some of the coolest little things you could do, and trees are one of them. Okay, I could hear the lava. I was getting a bit concerned about that, but that's all right. I'm just a little bit lost. That's all right. We'll get through this. So while I've been gone, which has been, as I say, I'll explain everything. It's really not that complicated. It's more just some really annoying things that can happen occasionally to the internet. And of course, hey, you know what? I do live on an island out in the middle of, well, two oceans, but still, yeah, it is a little bit odd sometimes getting support and stuff in places like that, and of course, internet support. Yeah, when you've only got one thing going on with the internet, it's a struggle. But either way, that's not important. What is important is that we're back, and I want to build a tree, and I've been working on some trees. And the trees that, because I mean, hey, may as well be productive while you can't put up videos. And I've been working on some ideas of how I could at least replicate trees, or at least make my own ways of coming around and building my own things repetitively without having to think too much. And if you've ever thought about that, why is that important? It's important because you don't have to reinvent the wheel every single time you want to build a tree. And, oh, ow, oops, my bad. Sorry, potatoes. Man, I need to learn my jumping distances. I used to be good at this. Come on, Jansey, you can do this. Ugh, come on, one more time. If not, I'm just gonna have to do it the old-fashioned way. Oh, yes. This is it. This is not gonna work, but I may as well try it. That was terrible. That was absolutely horrible. I apologize that you guys just had to witness that. We'll just do it this way, and do it the old-fashioned way. Oh man, it's great to be back. Let me tell you that much. It's great to be back. Okay, you know what? This is it. I'm just going to give up on my jumping. I'll practice that again. Can't believe I've lost that. Can't believe I used to do some crazy cool jumps. But that's all right. But yeah, what I was saying, my cool idea is I want to make some trees, and I want to make them replicatable so that I can always build trees and I don't have to worry about losing myself in the process of making a tree and getting a tree look really dodgy, because to be completely honest, trees can turn out very bad, and I don't want that to happen. And one thing I've done is, because I've been wanting to create a tree that I could use in this world, in this area, at least in this world, repetitively, and get it to look good, but also get it to be easy enough for me to do it over and over again. And from this distance, okay, I can see I've missed out a big chunk of it. I've just got to come back, check. But from this over here, what I want to do is I want to create this tree that goes up and goes smaller at the top. So it's a big oval, and you'll see what I'm talking about hopefully in the future, because I mean, hey, it's hard to explain before it's there. But the whole thought is that I want to create a forest for this area, which is named Spiritwood, and quite ironically, we don't have any wood around here until today, and I want to make it look good, and that's what we're going to be doing. So first of all, we get rid of this stuff. Now I can, you know what? I'm just going to give up these potatoes. I'm going to come to grips with the fact that those potatoes most likely are going to be replanted. Okay, there we go. That's actually a poor place to be making a tree to show you guys what I'm doing. But you'll get the idea. All right, so Spiritwood, the city, well, the village with literally no trees. So we've got to make it a city of trees. And there are a few considerations here. First of all, I don't want to make trees blocking everything in the city, or the village. I think it is kind of a pity if we did block everything, because quite obviously from a distance, do I have my boat around here? I do. Cool. From a distance, I think this place actually is almost at its best. And I like to look at things from a bit of a ways out sometimes, and I think that helps out a lot. Like that. Look at that. All these little things coming up here, the spires, the whole shape of the village. I love that. But imagine this, a little bit of a tree sticking out there, a bit of tree over there, all these trees growing in this area. I think it's just going to add to that vibe, like the whole village in the woods vibe, which currently this is a village on a hill without any woods around it. And that's what I need to do. So what I think I'll do actually, because this isn't actually the best place to show you, I was thinking about building a tree right around up here, just to the top, on the top over here. And this is going to potentially cause a bit of problems with what I've just discussed of the shape of the town, but it's all right. I think a single tree on the top of the hill is quite fitting for what this is meant to be. By the way, I'll show you my quick little how you call formula to trees. So I've got like, what's that? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. 13 is the number I counted. And this is from me messing around in a creative world. Just trying to create my own rules for trees. And I found like 10 to 13 was a good number for the size tree that I was looking to do. And then what I want to do, and this is to get the branches right, because I mean, hey, they're a fundamental part of the tree, quite clearly. I mean, hey, you've got 3 things to a tree. Branches, well, that I can think of that are fundamental to like having a cool tree in Minecraft for that, like that much. Branches, leaves, and the trunk. And we've got the trunk, which is a straight line. Kind of weird for me to be just building in a straight line, to be completely honest, but you know what? I'm down with that. And then of course the branches. And the way I've been working out these branches for it's specifically for the size that I'm using here, because of course, I mean, any tree is possible in this game. Just on a smaller scale, it's not that easy. I mean, if I was building like a 60 block tall tree, man, that would be insane. But yeah, what I've done is I've done these increasing branches like this, 3 long. So 3 blocks long in all different directions. They can go diagonal, they can go straight, whatever that you want. From the bottom going up, and then when you start getting to the top, I'm going out 2 blocks instead of the 3 blocks. And what that allows is me to go fall down, and I've got to remember to eat so that I don't chance it with this feather falling. Let me on here, please. And can I just go up here? There we go. And going around here gets this really cool bulbous shape. And I think once I've got the branches in here, I think you guys will start seeing what I'm talking about. It's going to be a cool shape, an easy to build thing, and just a cool looking tree. But either way, I think I'll quickly go and get this tree done. I've got to go and strip more spruce logs, which are, I think, easier done on here, to be honest. So I'll probably do them there. And then we'll be back and we can add some leaves in it and just to have a good looking tree. So while I was busy building some more trees, I had a look from above while I was collecting a bit of the stripped spruce block, which I actually forgot to say we're using here, but look at this really cool view just of the whole village from the top. It looks very, very cool. But either way, as I say, I've built a few more trees. I've gone ahead and made the branches of the trees. And just to give a bit of a better explanation of what I was trying to explain just a second ago, the lower branches go out wider than the higher branches. Kind of seems pretty self-explanatory when you think of an actual tree. But here, there we go. 3 2s. See? Very, very simple. But we'll finish off these trees. I've made 5 different, currently dead trees for us to go and make alive with some leaves and stuff. And I've gone ahead and finished one up there. And that's what we're going for. Something very simple, not too crazy. I know, in fact, I've got a very bad habit of overcomplicating everything. And I've been trying to keep it very, very simple. And I think this is actually a very cool design. In fact, the tree that I think we should go ahead and mess around with to go ahead and figure it out together is this one over here. And in fact, just from me doing this in a creative world to me now doing it in a survival world, because obviously with the tree, I'm not going to copy block for block. Without a doubt, I will not. But it's very different actually from many other builds, because it's trying to create a little bit of a thought to tell yourself, hey, do this when this happens, do this other thing when another thing happens, and it's all different, which is really, really cool. But either way, while we do this, and I'm pretty much just trying to coat all the branches with leaves, and then we're going to start making the shape of the tree, which is the more important thing after that. But what has been happening? Where has Jansey been over the past week and a bit? Well, let me tell you this. It all started a few weeks ago with a few small internet problems, as many people will one day experience. The internet isn't exactly a very like consistent thing in terms of connection. Like it's nothing like when you say internet problems, people are like, oh, that could actually mean a lot of things. Now come to think of it, bad way of phrasing it, but you guys get the picture. Just really poor connection, and it started off with me having a few videos where I would put them up, and there would be an error with the video, and I'd just re-upload, and it worked. And of course, I try and get a little bit ahead in the videos, only a few days really, so that I can still be able to reply to comments and get some changes in the video and stuff like that before I make it. But what ended up happening was I was getting a few of those errors, which I was like, yeah, you know, that's nothing really too crazy. And then during the streams, which if people don't know, there's always a link in the description to twitch.tv/JanseyYT currently, that you guys can go and follow us and join us for streams. But what was happening is I was getting these really weird intermittent drops, and in all fairness, I actually am still getting them, which is quite a horrible thing. So think of it this way, like as I was going, like I was streaming, what would happen is my internet would just cut out for a few seconds, like completely. And I still don't know the answer to it. But what was happening is when I would contact my provider here in Australia, because Australia is, as I say, we're not too large. We don't have that much competition for the internet. Let's say it that way. I mean, it's not very easy to get competition. I wasn't getting too much help with my problems when I would call up my provider, and fair enough, it could change, but they're all the same thing realistically, just collecting your money from different places realistically. And I was just struggling to get any knowledge as to what was going on, and it appears that there is actually a physical problem with my connection to the internet. So that is now finally, after as of like yesterday, from me recording this, now is finally getting looked at and hopefully get sorted, which is great, so we can actually put videos up. Now, as far as this video is concerned, I have been able to, well, now actually connect with one of those little mobile things, so that's going to make my life a lot easier to actually upload videos, but it doesn't seem like streams will be back just at the moment, but hopefully very, very soon, like very soon, as far as I'm aware, because that will be a lot better. So there's a little bit of an update for you guys, just so you know what I'm talking about. It's a very frustrating thing, to be honest, internet problems, because you know, like I'm down for solving a complex issue, but when I've got absolutely no knowledge of it, it's painful, and I'm sure everyone else would agree with that. It's just a painful thing, but you know what? That's all right. Enough about that. It's whatever. It's gonna sort itself out. We'll figure it out in the end. At least we're back to making some videos and hopefully getting some really cool stuff done here, because I've got so many ideas for this place, and I'm really just waiting for an opportunity to build them now, and being like actually getting the ability to upload videos is what we needed. So we were building the bubble last episode, which was, it seems forever ago. And the bubble that we built is going to be the place that's going to allow us to basically base up underwater. We've got a few other cool things, and I'm planning on building what some may consider completely different to the way I'm about to explain it. But I mean, let me start it this way. We all know what I think about AFK fish farms, and if you guys don't, so I guess we all don't, but what I think of AFK fish farms is that I don't like them. I don't like the idea of them. So we're going to build what seemingly may be the most complicated fish farm that anyone's going to build. And it's not even what you think it is. So that's going to be fun. That's going to be one of the things. I mean, of course, I want to go back to the pirate area because I have got a bunch of thoughts for that. I've got just a lot of ideas that we have to get out and we have to go do them. So let's just get back to that. That's what I'm really, really excited for. Now, this is, as I say, what I love most in the game is making trees. This over here, now look at what this has turned out to be. It's kind of gone messy, and I understand you, like, Jansey, you've messed up this tree. But let me tell you this, everything that looks good goes through this little phase of looking absolutely disgusting, and we're gonna fix it. So what I can tell you from looking at this tree, because this is where I kind of have to just use my own brain, use my noggin, get this thing working, is I want to get this over here. So I can see the shape looks very odd. I want to fill in this over here, this over here. Now, there's another thing to bear in mind with this, and you can see the sky through the leaves. That doesn't actually help very much with making a tree on top of a hill look good, because looking right through it, you can see all the little mistakes and everything like that, because it's a rough thing. You can see every little issue that could be with the tree. So we have to bear in mind that there are some things which are just very difficult to fix up. But in the end, we should be able to work it out. In fact, I'm just going to take that out there. I'll remove these. So we'll make this a little bit smaller. I was looking at it from that. It looked a little bit far out. But what we have to do is we have to just get this shape right. So I was saying it was somewhere around like that. We could probably get up. Oh, come on. Yeah, there we go again. I could probably get up and remove a few of these around there. Just fill this in. Remove a few of those. I think that's the plan. You know what? I'm starting to jump like an idiot. I've just realized I've got all this stuff here as well. We'll clear it up. We'll get the trees going, and then we'll be right back. And there we go. Go have yourself a tree, or 5 of them. I am loving the way that this has turned out so far, because you know what? I've said this a million times. I love building trees, and I think they have added so much into this place. Look at that. Just going from this angle, you can see all the little bits of nature sticking up out of this village, and it's going to add so much more life. It already is adding so much more life to this place, so let me know what you think about it. Tell me, do trees improve your world? They improve my world, I'll tell you that much. As much as I love building them, I think they actually do a great job, and I'm not lying about that. I think they make probably some of the biggest changes to your world, or your villages, out of all of them. So let's just go take a look at all these trees. You can see they all focus on that same thing that I was talking about in the beginning. Those branches going up, and then we go work around the leaves, and we start getting them to work using the same kind of concept. In fact, that looks a little bit weird. I might have to change that. But the same concept, just maybe changed a little bit on a few things. We tweak a few things here and there, and it gives them their own natural look. And I'm hoping to actually get so many more of these trees. Like, look at these trees. Look at this tree. You see that? It's got a bit of shape. It's got a bit of love, a bit of life in it. Look at those trees. Yeah, you can't really say the same thing about them. You see what I mean? There are some things that, of course, just making your own trees makes a world of a difference. But I want to talk to you guys about the future of this, because me doing trees, it's kind of got maybe get this itch to maybe make a little bit of a biome. And, you know what, those are words that don't exist together. A little bit of a biome, just a little bit of this extremely large area. But I'm really, really itching to build a biome. And I think what will be really cool is to just make our own forest. Let's just keep it simple, make our own forest. And I think what would be really awesome is to go ahead and build it on this side of the village. Because, of course, this village was named by you guys. You. In chat. Well, in the comment section. Spirit wood. And I think from spirit wood, I think we have to really have a wood over here. And we can even make a really cool place to make the spirit and the wood come together. And I think that's what we're going to have to do to make this law of this town work really well. And in fact, just another thing to think about is on this side of it, I'm thinking what we'll do is we'll have a few more houses. So less kind of industrial stuff, kind of like the front here where we've got the port, we've got the smith, what would this be called? The blacksmith, that's it, that's the word. And the tavern, we'll have a lot more houses on this side, so that it kind of almost has the busy stuff over here, and over here it goes quieter and into the woods like that. I think that will be a really cool thing, and of course eventually have paths going in there and just change this area up completely. But we've got a lot of stuff to do before we can actually get to that. But I just thought I'd tell you guys what's on my mind for this area, and maybe get some feedback, see what you guys think about it, and what we potentially could be adding into here besides just trees. I mean, trees are one thing, but I think we would like to add in a few other things. In fact, here's a few other things which I think will go great here. And I've always wanted to try this. I've had this idea and I've just never done it, but I want to have at least two varieties of trees growing in this forest so that we can have a bit of variation in it, kind of like how Minecraft already does it, where you've got birch and you've got normal oak trees growing together in these ones. You've got, I think in the dark oak, you might have just normal oak growing with dark oak. Jungles, you got jungle and oak. I think oak seems to be the common thread in this, but I think that will be something that we want to add in the future. But you know what? Today has been a very successful day. I've got 5 trees done, which is actually an extremely large job. Believe it or not, tree building is a very tough and very time consuming, but it's very, very much worth it. We're back, which is amazing. We're here in our world. That is absolutely awesome. And besides that, I am super, super inspired to keep going on with a few more biome things, which is definitely where I feel very comfortable, and I like that. So maybe we'll do a few more of those things. But I've got a few other projects planned before we get to that biome, so keep those in mind. But for today, I think we'll go ahead and call that an episode. So thank you so much, guys, for joining me here today. It's been a great day, and it's going to continue on to be a great series. So thank you very, very much for joining me here today, guys, and I'll see you very soon.